Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're looking to get funded, we've got a solution for you. Our partnered prop firm FX2 Funding helps traders get access to up to $200,000 in trading capital. FX2 Funding is not your average prop firm. We've chosen them as our partner because of their fair examination rules, their professional and available customer service, and they have an outstanding reputation in the prop firm space. Here's a quick look at their evaluation process. First, they don't have a time limit on their evaluations. That means that you can take your time when passing your evaluation. There's no pressure to rush your trading. Second, there is only one phase to pass in their evaluation before getting access to your funded account. Also, their evaluation fees are fairly priced and fully refundable upon passing. Once you're funded, you'll be able to keep up to 85% of your trading profits. Finally, a rule we know swing traders will love: you can hold your positions over the weekend. For a limited time, get 15% off any of their account challenges with promo code A1Trading15. That's 15% off any account challenge with code A1Trading15. If you're ready to get funded, we're dropping a link in the chat right now, and you can also find it in the description down below. So go ahead and get signed up today for 15% off with promo code A1Trading15. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another live stream. I am, of course, joined by our news reporter, James. Hey, James, what's up, man?
I have one big strand of hair I see here. I'm trying to get back down. I look like, what was that kid? You remember Little Rascals, Alfalfa?
Oh,
had
yeah.
that one hair sticking up on his head.
Yeah, of course.
All right, we'll get into what the news we have this week. We went over it yesterday. It's not too terribly busy this week, but we do have some important stuff coming tomorrow. So as you can see, nothing you missed on Monday, nothing going on, nothing really going on today either. We're looking for red folders. Those are the most important news events that are going to be the most market-moving news events. And on tomorrow, we see red folders because it's PMI day. We get French, German, UK, and US flash manufacturing and flash service PMI numbers. All of those will come out tomorrow, and that'll definitely be a market-moving day for sure. Thursday, we also have unemployment claims as usual. And Friday, we have some interesting stuff out of some of the central banks here. We have Fed Chair Jerome Powell has something is speaking. So whenever he speaks, typically the markets move with it. We also have the European Central Bank President Lagarde is going to be speaking as well, and that'll be at 3 p.m. So that could potentially have, if you're trading the U.S. Markets, the U.S. time markets, 3 p.m. is still within that range. So there might be some big market moving stuff happening at the end of the day on Friday, depending on what he has to say.
Yep, big stuff there, guys. And I think James we're having some technical difficulties on the Wi-Fi side. I'm sorry, I kicked James out there for a second. I'm not sure what was going on. We've had a little slow internet in the morning here. Can you guys in the audience just do me a quick favor? Let me know if you could still hear me okay, if everything is coming through clean on my end. I'm not sure if it was maybe just the Wi-Fi in James's room. Big thank you to James, of course, who's pointing out we have PMI tomorrow. We also have, some market moving news for the rest of the week. We have Friday being probably the biggest one. Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. I just want to make sure everything was okay. Not sure what was going on with the Wi-Fi there, but we will get that sorted out, of course, and keep an eye on that for shows upcoming. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Thank you for being here. Nick, you've got good connection. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the update there. Couple things here today, guys. Gold is making a move lower here. And notably, this kind of upward 1 hour chart trend that we were seeing seems to be having a little bit of trouble here. And I want to show you guys at least what I'm seeing here for possible breakout retest moves. So we've got this level of support. So what I'm looking for is actually a breakout here on gold. I've currently got something I want to show you guys as well. The EDGEFINDER got a little bit of a makeover. We've got a new gold scanner page, which I am really, really excited about. This will show us a little bit more in detail the gold forecast here generated by the EDGEFINDER. So right now you can see the EDGEFINDER has a bearish reading here on gold, score output of -4. You can see all of the different categories where we're getting different scoring from that. And again, we're overall getting a nice bearish reading. So when I pull up the EDGEFINDER and then I pull up gold and I see prices kind of breaking through structure, I'm actually looking for breakouts and possible retests to actually get short. So I have that confirmation from the EDGEFINDER. So I'll look out for that as an opportunity. Last week, we were very short on gold several times. The EDGEFINDER had some beautiful, beautiful signals there last week, and we caught most of this downward move. We've since then kind of seen a little bit of a breakout here. So I'm being cautious, but I think there's a possibility that, we may see this little pop fly and then price actually start to break back bearish again, in which case perhaps we could look for some more sell setups. Yeah. I got in on gold thanks to the EDGEFINDER. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, the EDGEFINDER, again, for Coyote, Nior, and for anybody else who has the EDGEFINDER, check out the new pages, guys. We've got some cool stuff on the scanner pages. We made a gold scanner. We made an indices scanner. You can now, and a forex scanner is coming, by the way, as well. You can now officially just pull up the EDGEFINDER and you can select any currency pair or any index, and you can get a bias, basically a bullish or bearish reading from the EDGEFINDER on anything that you'd like at any time. So you can see, for example, though, like the S&P 500 is getting a neutral, but then you have some more extreme things like the UK 100, FTSE is actually getting a very bearish reading. So I can select anything I'd like. And, if we pull up like UK 100, not something that we usually talk about, it's getting a bearish reading after we just tagged resistance. So, it's something to think about. So it gives you, the fundamentals kind of confirmation that traders are looking for. It simplifies the fundamentals tremendously. So I am pretty excited about those new pages. Again, if we go back to gold here, I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. So gold is getting a -4 reading. That is a bearish reading overall on the tool. And so when we go back to gold, this is really where I am probably most focused here today. With this breakout of support, I would love to actually possibly look for another resuming sell opportunity, right? Looking for another kind of entry on the short side, but I'm not quite where I'm at, or not quite ready to just pull the trigger on this. We're seeing this thing tank here right now, but it very well could pop right back up. So I'm watching to see how price can move here. Are we able to actually push through the lows and then kind of pull back, in which case I actually see some great opportunity to try and trade this thing back down to the lows. So that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, visuals on the EDGEFINDER are great, user-friendly. Yeah, thank you very much. I've been working my absolute butt off round the clock recently on the EDGEFINDER and the UI. We've been making some UI interface, obviously the user interface. We're trying to make it a lot easier to read, a lot easier to get the information that you want out of it very, very quickly. So I appreciate the comments there. I've been working really, really hard on this recently. So I am looking for bearish setups on gold. That being said, I'd like to see this thing break through the support structure here. It seems like it's trying. This is a 1-hour candle. So I'd like to see how these candles close. If we get a couple more, bearish readings, any pullbacks, I will be looking for short side opportunities. Okay. So that is where I am at with the EDGEFINDER. I'd be happy even if we can just get a break, something like this even would be fine with me. If we can get this area of support to turn resistance, that's going to be a trigger for me. So don't have any current short setups on gold, but watching for a break and retest opportunity here today during the New York session. What do you guys think on gold? Do you guys agree? Do you think this looks a little bit like it's going to roll over further, or do you guys think there's bullish setups here? Let me know in the chat. Let's also we can go back here. And again, new features, keeping things really simple. If I go over to the watch list tab, we can also see if there's anything interesting. Again, gold is probably the most interesting symbol for me right now. Breakouts, retests would be, kind of where I'm at the most. We also have some things to take a look at. We've got dollar CAD. Dollar CAD is giving us a very bullish reading. Euro Aussie giving us a very bullish reading. I know dollar CAD has been pretty bullish this past, 2 or 3 weeks. So let's pull up dollar CAD here. see where we're at with dollar CAD. Start fresh here today. A little bit choppy. I'd like to see a breakout. Hold on. I'm going to sneeze. 1 second. Excuse me. I didn't want to like blast you guys on the mic. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking at dollar CAD, but I for this one probably would need to wait to see, you know, break of structure through the highs. Like if we got something like this, you know, like a screaming breakout, I might pay a little closer attention to this. But for me, dollar CAD, probably a little range bound here this morning. Australian dollar, US dollar gets a -10. This is a really strong reading. We don't usually see -10s on the EDGEFINDER. So thank you very much. Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, let's go look at Aussie dollar as well, just to see where this one is at. Is there a setup here? Oh, a little bit of rejection coming in here. We're looking, of course, at the hourly chart, and similar concept here to gold, actually. A little bit of this upward trajectory kind of falling apart, right? You would expect if bulls are really strong here, they would be, you know, buying this thing off. And actually, you can see from the wick here, buyers tried to hold here, and then price kind of fell through the lows. So Australian dollar, again, off of like the higher time frame. If you're watching the 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart was tagged here at resistance. And now it looks like it's probably going to keep going down. You know, this would be, at least in my take, this would be pretty bearish off the 4-hour chart. So nice downtrend. Again, kind of went sideways here, but you know, a lot of people get confused. Sometimes just because, you know, you have this downward structure and it doesn't stay in that trajectory does not mean we're suddenly in a bull trend, right? We might have just gone sideways here before sellers kind of pick up speed again. Same thing here for gold. You know, again, we go back to gold. Just because we changed the pace at which we were selling off on gold does not necessarily mean we're in a bullish trend, right? So don't let this fool you. Can gold break out and go higher? It possibly could. But what I'm saying here is that just because you have this move, right, does not mean that when you go sideways that we're then going to have to go up, right? Sideways can just mean sideways before we continue the push, right? And it does look like we're getting the move here this morning, guys, on gold. If you're watching gold, again, what I pointed out, break of this structure would get me interested because I'd be looking for pullback opportunities. So again, I am looking for something like this, pullback, and looking for confirmation to go short and continue this push down. I like it off the 4-hour chart. Again, we've hit resistance on the higher time frames, and then here on the hourly, again, big push off of the previous high. In fact, we can tighten this up on the hourly. So we tagged the top of this range, sold off, sellers took control again. But now we're kind of at a test point, right? We want to see this thing break on the hourly, pullbacks, keep going. That's how I'm watching gold here this morning. Go back to the gold scanner. Again, guys, we built this. If you were just tuning into the stream, we just finished the gold scanner. If you guys already have access to the software, pull it up because you get the gold scanner in here and it is really, really cool. So we now have a nice clean interface to see the current projections for gold. So I'm pulling up the XAUUSD chart on the EDGEFINDER, and this is giving us fundamentals as well as the commitment of traders data. So, you know, here's the one thing that has me being a little bit cautious on gold. You have COT data showing 67.55% long, meaning institutional money is pretty long overall on gold. But watch this, guys. We now have this data on this screen as well. Look at this. COT data change week to week is now in this individual scanning page as well. So we saw a slight increase in longs last week, but get this. Shorts were increased by 26,000 contracts. The shorts really picked up their selling last week. And so when I look at gold, I'm still in the bearish camp, right? Even though COT data is giving us a +1, again, this change in shorts, this big increase in short interest has me pretty bearish. If you guys want access to the scanner, the gold scanner, the indices scanner, and of course, we've got the forex scanner coming right up. It's almost done. We're working on it today. If you guys would like access to this tool here, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. If you guys would like to speak with somebody, if you'd like to get a tour for the tool, we're going to drop a link to our chat right now if you click this link, it's going to take you to our direct message center. If you message here, again, click this link, send us a direct message, click chat now, and ask us for a free tour. And somebody can walk you through the tool and showcase you the new features. Again, we just dropped the gold scanning page, and it is really, really quite exciting. Frank and I were nerding out about this morning because, of course, we build these things together, and we spend countless hours designing them and things like that. So it's nice to finally have something out to the public here to finally scan gold at the click of a button. Gold is being sold to push the price down for a long buy. When you want to buy something, you push down the price. You're right, H-Ball. I actually don't disagree with you. I'm not long-term bearish gold. I'm short-term bearish gold. So I'm kind of thinking, we've broken this level of support around 1910. Prices continue to push lower. I think we have room to continue this sell-off. But longer term, I wouldn't necessarily be a gold bear, right? I'm very much kind of just short term riding what we see, and I love this move. Clean break here. 15 minutes left on this candle, so we'll have to watch how this candle plays out. But I am looking for short side opportunities. If I do decide to enter that trade, I'll share it inside of Discord. If you guys aren't already in our Discord, we do have a free one available. Let's also drop the link to that. If you guys want to sign up for our free Discord channel, we have trade ideas being shared every day, videos being shared. There's some free course material. If any of that would be helpful to you, and I know a lot of people here are newer to trading. If you're newer, please click that link. Join the Discord. It is worth joining. There's plenty of free value there. And then if you do decide to join the VIP, that is, of course, an option to you. All right, guys, we're going to go now in just a second. We're going to bring in Frank and Tom to go over some trade setups that they are looking at. And we're going to, of course, do that just right after we thank our sponsors here on the show that make these shows possible. We're going to go to 8cap, which actually allows you, by the way, there is a way to get free access to our scanning tools if you sign up with our partnered broker. So check this out, pay attention, and then we'll be right back with Tom and Frank with more trading setups and ideas.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans, if you're interested in getting free access to the EDGEFINDER or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, guys, and we are back with Tom and Frank. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Nick. How are you, Frank? How are you, Nick? All right?
Hey, Tom, I'm good.
Good to have you guys both back on the show. Gold selling off a cliff here. Nice little start to the morning. Get some volatility going for your day. I want to go, Tom, to you first. Currency-wise, what do you see in here today? You have any ideas? What do you think about the Australian dollar? Do you have any thoughts on I pulled it up briefly earlier. What do you think about that?
Okay, well, let's take a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. Before we look at any US dollar pair, it's worth looking at the dollar index. And we spoke a little bit about this last week. If we pull up the weekly chart, this dollar index is, and sorry guys, I'm losing my voice. I do far too much talking these days.
Oh, good.
But the weekly chart, we are back at these weekly highs here. Yeah. So, we can expect, maybe a bit of, US dollar weakness from this level. How far it will go, we don't know. But, a weekly level, we can expect some selling pressure here. And if we look at the day chart as well, before today's candle, which hasn't finished forming yet, but, you can see these candles turning from strong buying candles to bearish doji, bearish doji. So it looked like sellers were coming into this market. But, this daily candle is still very bullish, but it hasn't finished yet. So, will it come back down to these last highs here? Will it potentially come back down to there or further? or will it break this level? But for me, we can expect a bit of a sell-off here. So bearing that in mind, if we look at the Aussie dollar, US dollar, you know, just looking at the day chart, it's just a little bit oversold for me. Yeah, I talk a great deal about getting value in the markets, and if we follow this, downtrend, if we start selling in here, it may carry on, for the next 3 weeks down, but there's not enough value here for me. I want to be bearish, Aussie dollar, US dollar. I am bearish, but I need to see at least more of a push up into this grey zone or even towards the moving average 20. I need to see a bit more value before I start selling this pair.
Sure.
But, as it looks now, we're getting a lot of selling pressure already, what with gold, Aussie dollar, US dollar. So it'll be interesting to see how this daily candle finishes, if it still finishes quite bearish. But yeah, not enough value for me there.
Okay, fair enough. And what else? So you mentioned the dollar. Any other major currency pairs or minor currency pairs that you're watching here today? Do you have any trades open?
Yeah, no trades open today. I've been looking for euro yen buy, basically. So we were buying this from Monday. Okay, but you can see this level here was a nice level of once resistance, and now it becomes support. And we're clearly in an uptrend, and this was a really nice buy in here. Okay, and for me, it's still a nice buy because of this bullish candle. Okay, it didn't actually break these highs, and these are things I look for. It didn't quite break these highs, but that is still a super bullish candle. And then all I'm looking for, guys, on the lower time frames is I plot my grey zones, and these are areas where we could potentially look for buys. And it's just, we just haven't had a setup because we haven't seen any buyers. I mean, look at these H4 candles. This yen is just storming down. Okay, so we haven't had any setup on the H4. And these would be my levels here or here. And even on the H1, guys, we still haven't had, if I'm going to buy a pair, I need to see buyers. I know it may seem obvious, but, there's not a buyer in sight today. Yep. So we'll see what happens down here.
It's had a hard time finding anything in there. You can see just by the candles, the nature of them, right? When you get those big red bodies and they're closing towards the lows, it's usually a sign that just sellers are just in control of that market. Even the candle that you're, the latest candle here now breaking through those lows here intraday does look like it wants to make a little bit more of a push to the downside. So very tough to be buying something that is kind of falling apart like that. Frank, what about you? You got any, I know you were trading the S&P. Are you still looking at the S&P at all?
Yes, I'm still in the S&P. I have it trailed, but I wanted to start off by pointing out the yield, the 2-year yield, because this applies the dollar and AU, as Tom was talking about, and the S&P. So today was another break to the highs. It hasn't, I guess, broken this level of resistance, but the past 2 candles have looked pretty bullish. We're now at 5% on the 2-year yield, which is another concerning factor. And it looks like price wants to push higher, so we have to watch for that. And if that happens, then it's going to put pressure on stocks. So it's my trade right now is I have it trailed in profit, but I hope that maybe we can find some support before then, and I can keep riding it up to the I forget what level I had it pointed at, but I'm just watching the 2-year yield right now and the dollar, and S&P on the other hand is still looking, it looks a little bearish today because of, we point out this 4-hour candle just sharply rejected this level, but it hasn't come up to test this sort of, I guess, longer term trend line, which I was hoping to see. Yeah. So I might get trailed out, but we'll see. And I'm gold as well. Let's take a look at that really quick. So it broke out of this long-term falling trend line, but doesn't look bullish to me. If I even pull up the daily chart, you can see today's candle is just sharp resistance on the 1 day, and I had this drawn yesterday, so it didn't quite break under the lows, but it came up and then rejected again. So it looks like gold does not want to move higher, and I mean it makes sense if the yield is rising. Stay away from gold buying and probably index buying as well. So just looking out for now. Maybe look at another short setup on gold. I know you took quite a few last week, which all worked out really well. So I'm thinking the trend's probably going to continue to the downside.
Frank, that point that you just made about the 2-year, and I'll show my screen if you don't mind for a second, Chandler. Big thing on gold, it continues to push lower, but the point that you just made, Frank, was really, really important, and I want to make sure everybody in the audience just caught that. If you don't know what the 2-year yield is, that's the yield being offered, by the Treasury in terms of buying bonds. Now, here's the thing: why does that matter, and why should you care if you're a currency trader, or if you trade gold, or you trade? Well, it actually means everything, because especially if you trade indices. Quick example, or why that matters. If yields are going higher, what that says to people is they say, why would I buy the stock market, which is inherently very risky, when I could just get those bonds, which are offering now much higher yields? I could just buy bonds and get paid a nice little fixed income. Why the heck do I need to take all this risk to buy stocks? So we're seeing stocks sell off a little bit off of what Frank pointed out there. It's one of those things. It's competition between buying equities, which are risky, buying, and also, by the way, that extends to gold. If you trade gold here today, the yields rising is a huge competitor, because people are thinking, okay, I want to put my money in something safe. Do I want to buy gold, which doesn't yield me anything, or should I buy bonds, which are currently offering 5%, right? That's risk-free 5%. The closest thing you're going to get to risk-free in the markets is buying treasury bonds, right? That's the closest thing. There's no risk-free things. But that puts a huge pressure on gold. So between that and China, I'm probably the most bearish I've been on gold in a while. And that's the thing. So the other side to that I want to make sure everyone understands, if you're trading indices, especially higher yields, that makes it more costly to borrow, right? So companies who are borrowing money from the government or from banks or from wherever, if they have higher costing borrowing costs, right? If that's going to affect their balance sheet, that's going to hurt their profits. Companies are going to get hurt. That's why we're seeing stocks sell off here today, especially companies that are sensitive to higher rates. So some things to think about, right? Again, Frank and I pull up the 2-year pretty often. If you're a fundamental trader, you need to keep an eye on the 2-year. It's a very, very important thing. And just a little bit of foreshadowing for the EDGEFINDER, the 2-year is making its way into our scoring algorithm, and Frank and I are really excited about that. So stick around for that. Tom, I want to come back to you. You mentioned, the Australian dollar not being quite at it just yet. I like that euro yen. Ivan actually came on the show yesterday. He was talking all about the euro yen as well. He was also looking for long. So it's kind of nice to see some confirmation between you two there. Any other yen crosses that you're looking at? Are you looking at dollar yen or the Australian dollar yen? Do you have any other yens to pull up?
US dollar yen I was looking at. Yeah, because all of these yen pairs have a pretty similar setup. We're getting on the day chart, we're getting very bullish. Yesterday was a very bullish daily candle. But again, the thing that keeps putting me off US dollar pairs is that dollar index. That's really preventing me from entering this trade in particular. Yeah. I did like Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So that was potentially a setup as well. And this has a little bit more room to move into. So there's nice value here. If we look at the uptrend that we're in, it's just bounced off the moving average 20, and we've got this nice bullish candle. But I actually preferred euro yen. But this is potentially a nice area for buys, back up to these highs over here. So CAD yen, any of the yen pairs, well, not any of them, but pound yen as well, for example, is a similar scenario. Yeah, we've got that bullish daily candle. This one I like less because it's a little bit too far removed from the moving average 20. Yeah, I really want to see this pair come down to here, you know, before we start buying, which may not happen. I might miss the trade, but that's what I'm looking for because this represents value in here.
Yep.
So yeah, we're keeping an eye on all of these yen pairs, and just in terms of Frank's ideas, I really like the NASDAQ short. Yeah, because the NASDAQ's come up to a really nice level now as well. So we can clearly see we're in a downtrend. Yeah, you know, and we're basically testing these last lows in here. And we're getting quite a bearish reaction as we speak. So I quite like NASDAQ for a short. And my target will be this 14500 psychological level.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the things I've been looking at.
It's interesting, Tom and Frank, you know, just the theme of the day seems a bit risk off, right? We're talking about yen strength coming in, pushing some of the yen crosses down. We see the 2-year, you know, Frank pointed out probably the most, and like I said, most probably fundamentally important thing to talk about today is that you know, 2-year punching up against the highs. You know, gold traders who are, you know, they just don't understand what's going on, why price is moving the way it's the 2-year, right? It's the yields, it's the dollar strength, and all of that is putting pressure on gold. In my opinion, bounces on gold at this time are limited. So, you know, when you have that 2-year pressing up against the highs and threatening to break out, markets are fearful about, you know, how much further, you know, interest rates are going to go. That is all the sort of recipes to keep gold suppressed and keep it pushing lower. So I want to thank both of you guys for coming on the show, of course. And I like that last call, Tom. I think short term, the NASDAQ does look creepy. You know, longer term, you might find some buys, that sort of thing. But shorter term, you know, the 2-year creeping up into the 5s, that 5 handle being hit is a red flag to investors and traders alike. So Tom, thank you for coming on the show. Frank, you as well. Before we let everybody go, let me just say, of course, you'll see Frank every day here on the show. Him and we're in the same company, same team here at A1 Trading, but Tom is, of course, a valued guest to our show, and he has his own YouTube channel that I want to make sure everybody make sure to go subscribe to Tom, Simply Forex on YouTube, for more value from Tom. He does all sorts of good stuff over on his own YouTube channel. So if you want some more commentary from Tom, he's a little bit more technical than Frank and I. So if you want more of that, make sure to go check out Tom. Tom, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Thanks, Tom.
Frank, same to you. Appreciate you coming on. And again, great points on the 2-year. And that just makes me even more excited to get that involved with the EDGEFINDER because of how important that is to especially gold and indices today.
For sure.
All right. We'll see you next time, Frank.
Thanks. See you.
All right, guys. So yeah, I'm watching this chart gold very, very closely. I think there may be some opportunities here today, and I am not opposed to the idea of getting back in on my short setup. We go back to the gold scanner again. We are still getting a bearish reading on the EDGEFINDER. You know, bearish longer term idea is getting back down to 1851. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I do think we have that room to break out. You know, we have support forming around the previous lows, but I would love to see, you know, a quick trade back. You know, we're in kind of higher time frame range, but I think we have a good shot at, you know, just the pace at which we are selling off at resistance like this. Retests, continuations. I'm very, very interested in looking for a short opportunity on gold here today. If I take that, members will see it inside of the VIP Discord. I will be alerting that. We do offer signals where you can see what Frank and I are taking inside of the live room. If you'd like to see our trading signals, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop a link in the chat. If you want to sign up for the VIP to get actual trade alerts sent directly to your phone, I'll pull this up. While I do that, we're going to drop a link in the chat. If you'd like to chat with a person on our staff, ask us about the memberships. You can ask for track records. You can ask for examples. If you would like to see some more information before you sign up for our VIP group and you're serious about this stuff, you really want to learn the strategies Frank and I are using, please consider joining our VIP group Again, it is a service that we offer. I'll show you guys what the group is all about here real quick. So again, we have a chat room available, of course, where you can keep up to date with everybody in there. But then also you do get the trade alerts. So trades being shared. So last week I was short on gold, made some good money shorting gold last week and looking again for more opportunities now. So you can also see Frank's trades, what he is trading. I know I think he trailed a stop he trailed a stop on his S&P long trade. So, he's trading the S&P right now. I'm trading gold. So if you guys would like all of the updates being shared, notably what's really important about our group is we share the trades that we're taking as well as explanations for why we're taking the trades, right? So it's kind of like a journal. If you would like to see the trades and the journaling behind them, please consider using the link that is in the chat right now to send us a direct message and ask for the discounts we're currently offering, as well as, of course, more information about the group. So, the thing here with gold, where we're getting a lot of our bearish reading, is, of course, the trend, right? We're seeing a nice downtrend that continues to be, very, very persistent. GDP growth is another thing. We get a -1 right now. So -1 on GDP. Why is that? Well, it's because GDP growth has been pretty impressive in the United States recently. We're getting 2.4% as of the latest filing. That's pretty good. That's showing some strength in the U.S. economy. So why does that push gold to bearish? Well, again, U.S. economic strength is, it builds confidence in the U.S. dollar. It builds confidence in economic output or outlook, right? That's going to put suppression on gold because, of course, gold is quoted in US dollars. So a strong US dollar is, of course, going to be a suppressant to gold. So I'm short biased there. Again, USD GDP growth looks bearish. So we get that. Inflation, 3.2%, not really enough to give us much of a scoring there. So we get neutral. Unemployment, however, is at a very low level at 3.5%. Again, that's confidence in the U.S. economy, and confidence in the U.S. economy means confidence in the U.S. dollar. Confidence in the U.S. dollar means gold bearish. Okay. Finally, interest rates. Interest rates have ticked up in the last kind of cycle. We're at 5.5%. This is a very bullish thing for the U.S. dollar overall. So again, we're getting a really bearish reading around the room for gold. So I know I've spent most of the stream talking about this, but at the end of the day, I'm using these streams to find the setups that I'm looking for. I will probably be looking to possibly short gold. And if I take that trade, again, I will share it inside of the Discord. If you'd like access to our scanner or the Discord, again, use the link in the chat that we just dropped to chat with us. Thank you guys for watching today's show. I hope you got some value out of it. And I enjoyed spending some time with Tom, Frank, and the rest of you guys here, as well as James. And we'll see you guys back on the next show. Have a great day.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you create a new trading account with ACAP, you can get tools like the EDGEFINDER completely for free. Check the link in the description for more information. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.